was full of shit, which was about 99% of the time. But he'd brought coffee, so he wasn't a total prick. "What do you mean, what the hell do I want? Has old age made your brain soft?" Alex took a swig from his own coffee and came into the room while Tucker searched for a t-shirt. First day of training means first day of Alex and Tucker pretending to be healthy and going for a run every morning. Ah, yes, that old kettle of fish. Last year, the Alex and Tucker running club had lasted exactly 2 weeks. "Can we not and say we did?" Tucker pulled a well-worn gray and orange Felons tee over his head. Catching a glimpse of himself in the mirror, he noticed the shirt had made his dark hair stick up worse than the pillow had. "No such luck. Winter has made me paunchy." Alex rubbed his belly as if this would prove his point. "Being fat made you paunchy. Winter just made you pale." Ouch. Alex wasn't really fat, but he was one of those guys who would never look trim and cut no matter how much he worked out. The roundness of his youth hadn't faded, giving him a cherubic look that helped get him into a lot of trouble, but also made him stand out next to all the tall, lanky players who filled out the roster. At 5'11", he wasn't short, but with the other guys pushing 6'5", he didn't exactly fit in either. Tucker shrugged unapologetically, but crouched in the bottom of the closet and rifled through his bag for some jogging shorts. Maybe a run would help loosen him up before practice. Something had to. His blazingly white jersey, which was hanging from the rail above, brushed the top of his head as he dug into his suitcase, and he stopped to look up at it. In all capital block letters, black with the signature orange outline, the name Lloyd shouted out to him. Below that was his number, Lucky 13. He ran a thumb over the bottom hem of the jersey, and in a warm rush, the excitement he remembered hit him, the flutter in his belly. It was still there, still driving him forward. This would be a good year. It had to be. Otherwise, it might be his last. "Come on, dude. Don't make me drag you." Alex finished off his coffee and chucked the container at the garbage can in the corner of the room. It bounced off the edge with a loud metallic ping. "Good thing you don't play basketball." "Hey, I'm not the one who gets paid to locate." He pointed a finger at Tucker and gave him a wink. "Now let's get our asses in gear." Outside, the air was warm, with a faint, lingering coolness that told Tucker spring was still new here, even if it was nicer than the temperature in San Fran. He and Alex made their way past the hotel to a running path the concierge had recommended. They weren't the only ones craving a breath of fresh air either. Tucker recognized a few familiar faces from the minor leagues he'd seen for years across the infield green. There were nods of acknowledgement, but no one said anything. After a few minutes of walking, Tucker reasoned that one of them should probably start, running. He kicked up his pace, and in spite of a huffed expletive from Alex, the catcher managed to keep time. Tucker was 6'3", so he had to give his friend credit for matching his longer strides. "You figure Calvin will," wheeze, "have it in for us right from the start?" Chuck Calvin was the grizzled, no-nonsense field manager of the team who had a habit of screaming so much after games he was often reduced to a wheezing, asthmatic mess who could only swear and shake his head. He was a Felons legend, in spite of their long run of losing seasons. Tucker chuckled and slowed his speed enough Alex wouldn't notice, but would be better able to keep up. After the way we got trampled last fall, I'd be amazed if we don't get fixed with those collars they use for yapping dogs. And every time we fuck up a play, we get zapped. Alex's eyes widened for a fraction of a second while he contemplated the possibility of this. No one would put it past Chuck. Thankfully, Tucker was fairly certain they didn't make those collars in human sizes. Yet. He and Alex turned to cross a path when a blur of yellow and black flew at them from around a corner. A feminine shriek was the only warning they got before the cyclist came at them on a collision course. Tucker yanked Alex backwards, but he wasn't fast enough to get out of the path. He closed his eyes and thought, "Please, God."